Tiger puts arcade action in the palm of your hand. Games like Ninja Gaiden. As the ultimate ninja, use your spin, jump, and fire wheel to destroy your enemies. But watch out, you must pick up the red power boost that will keep you alive through 9 levels of action. Also available, Tiger's Ninja Gaiden wrist game for the time of your life. Tiger LCD video games. Video excitement in the palm of your hand.
Hey, how's it going, my friends? Welcome back to the Nerd Life. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Joshua, and my channel is about all sorts of different things. I do unboxings of action figures, both modern and vintage. I do Transformers unboxings. I do retro video game unboxings, retro gaming videos, pickups videos, and I do a series where I take you on a trip back to my childhood by talking about my fondest memories I have of certain things, like today's video. So if you're interested in any of that and you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. Now today I want to talk to y'all about my childhood memories of the Tiger handheld games. Starting back, it was Christmas morning. I was 7 years old. I want to say it was 91 then. Yeah. If I was 7, If I was 7, it was 1991, Christmas morning. Got my first Tiger handheld game. It was football, which when I was a kid, I remember watching football with my dad. I wasn't like a big fan of it. I never really got into it, but I would watch it from time to time with my dad, just to be spending time with dad, honestly. But they ended up getting me a football game from one of the Tiger handhelds, and I actually enjoyed it. I played it quite a bit. I'm going to be showing pictures, by the way, in one of these corners of each game as I talk about them. I had to do some research, but I found pictures of the actual games that I had. But I just remember, if any of you are familiar with the Tiger handheld games, you knew how they played. You know, they were kind of like stiff motions or whatever, but you'd be running down a field, avoiding the opposing football players, and then you also got to kick a field goal from time to time. It was a lot of fun, surprisingly. Considering it was football, I still had fun with it. I was 7 years old, and you know, those handheld games were a much cheaper way for a lot of kids to play games, because even back then, video games like the SNES and NES were pretty expensive. So a lot of us had to make do with the little electronic handheld games, which I always had fun with them as a kid. And I say a lot of kids because there was always, you know, that rich snobby kid that was like, I don't need those crappy little things because my parents just bought me a SNES with 5 games. You know, we all knew a kid like that. But anyways, I would play that football game for a couple of hours and then turn it off and do some other stuff like watch TV or play with toys or go outside. And a few hours later, I would turn the game back on and play some more. I didn't play like a whole lot of it. I didn't want to drain the battery life too much, but I did play it quite a bit. And then that next year, for my birthday, I ended up getting Ninja Gaiden. I always said Gaiden. I always called it Ninja Gaiden. But until a couple of years ago, I started watching videos talking about the original NES game, and everybody always pronounced it Gaiden. So I was like, well shit, I guess I've been saying it wrong. So, but Ninja Gaiden, I got the Tiger handheld game version of it, and it was pretty fun. Like, I really loved that game. And the reason why they got me that one for my birthday that year is because around that time I was really into like ninja stuff. Anything ninjas I loved. There was so much ninja stuff too around that time. There was, yeah, the ninjas from G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes, and Storm Shadow. You had the Ninja Turtles, Three Ninjas, just a lot of ninja type stuff, and I loved every bit of it. So I was happy when I got Ninja Gaiden, and I played that thing like crazy. I did play it a whole lot more than I did the football one. And sadly, I went through quite a few sets of batteries playing that one, but man, it was so much fun. Even though it was nothing like an actual video game, I still loved it. It was a Ninja Gaiden. It was, you were a ninja slashing the bad guys as they come up on screen. So I think you even got to throw ninja stars, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. But anyway, yeah, Ninja Gaiden was my second one and one of my favorite ones up to that point. And then a few months later for Christmas, I got another ninja game, a ninja one. I couldn't remember the name of it. When I was doing research yesterday, I finally found after a while of looking, I finally found a picture of it, and which I'm going to pop up on screen. It was just called Ninja. It was a little blue Tiger handheld, and I had even more fun with that one than I did Ninja Gaiden. It was, to me, it was just a better game. I remember you actually could throw ninja stars in that game, but yeah, I would take that game on road trips with me, and of course I would have to turn the sound off so I didn't annoy my family with the constant beeps because those games had a lot of beeping. But yeah, I would always take them on road trips. I would play it the whole way up to where we was going, whether it be my cousin's house or if we were taking another road trip somewhere else. I would play it the whole time. And just had so much fun with it. And the next year, a few months later, I ended up getting, trying to remember the correct order I got these in. I think the next one I got was a racing game. Yeah, it was, I think it was just called Racing. It was a little red handheld. I've always loved racing games. Ever since I was a kid, I still love them, especially the N64 racing games. But yeah, I would also take it on road trips with me. I would play it a lot at the house. It was just a really fun little racing game. The next one I got was dang it, now I'm drawing a blank. Give me a moment. Oh, it was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That's what it was. So I drew a blank there. Yeah, Sonic, of course it was Sonic the Hedgehog. It was like the Tiger Electronic version, but it was still fun for me. I played it. Of course, I always enjoyed the Genesis version that I played over my friend's house at the time, but I also had a lot of fun with the little handheld game of it. Again, it would come on road trips with me. I would play it the whole way to wherever we were going. I just remember doing the spin roll and it being like, kind of slow because it was what it was, but I liked it. And I remember one of my sisters got the Aladdin one. I think it was I think there was two different ones, if I'm not mistaken. There was the typical white one, and then there was one that was like a maroon colored, which I'll have the picture up again somewhere. But I can't remember which one. I have two sisters. I don't remember which one of them had. One of them had the Aladdin one because I played it a few times whenever they would let me. And I think the last one I ended up getting was one of the second Mighty Morphin Power Rangers handheld, because they did have two different ones. I didn't get the one that was your typical white handheld. The one I had was, again, I think it was red, but it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I had fun with it. I loved it. I played it a whole lot too. Went through several sets of batteries with them, just like I did my other ones. But man, those games were just so much fun back then. Even though they weren't nowhere near like actual video games, I still really enjoyed every single one I had. Oh, and I had I couldn't find a picture of it, but I had I almost forgot to mention this. I had an IndyCar racing one too, and I couldn't find a picture of that one, but I did have an IndyCar racing one. I almost forgot to mention that one before the Power Rangers. And I had, like I said, this racing, I had a whole lot of fun with it. But yeah, like I was saying, the handheld games were something else, man. They have a special place in my heart, and they always will. I just remember my parents not being able to afford the Nintendo or Super Nintendo, so they would get me a handheld game whenever they could, and I was always happy with that. And I loved every single one I owned. I wish I still owned them, honestly. Yeah, I may look into getting some of them, maybe. I don't know though. I don't know if they would ever get played, to be honest. Just be something to display if I had the room. But yeah. But did any of y'all own any of the Tiger handheld games as a kid? If so, did you enjoy them? And which ones did you have? Let me know in the comments down below. And also hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. And like I said before, subscribe if you haven't done so already. But thanks so much for watching, and have an awesome day. Take care.